Hello, beautiful people. It's been a couple days since I brought you a message, so I wanted to make sure to do that today. I've kind of been on my own epic journey in the past couple days, and for me, it's been a reminder that sometimes healing, shifting, experiencing joy, serving, witnessing, sometimes it all happens at once. And we often as humans want it to be like, okay, here is my healing phase. Here is my shifting and transforming phase. Here is my serving phase, right? But it doesn't really work like that. Sometimes we're doing it all at once, and that can become really overwhelming. Obviously, we really want to make sure we've done enough healing and shifting to show up with authenticity and clarity when we're in that service mode and when we're in that witnessing mode. But sometimes it's not all those separate phases. So just a reminder for anyone else right now who's going through this really fast-paced shifting, finding your truth, finding your boundaries, finding your assertiveness. Right now, I know it can be really overwhelming because while you're doing that, you're still doing some of that healing stuff and you're still doing some of that service stuff and you're still trying to experience that joy that is our birthright. And I know it can be overwhelming. So for anyone who's in the same boat as me, congratulations. You're doing great. And I know this is hard. So with that being said, let's jump in to love energy and see what messages that energy that is here to support us, to guide us, to work through us as we move through this really dark and dense time where there's so much separation and fear and ego that seems to be causing destruction. How do we call upon that love energy, this creator energy, this energy of a loving and supporting universe to help move us through this time and create something better on the other side? So we're going to tune right into that energy and we're going to ask for some guidance. So I'm going to give this message word for word as it's coming to me. If I do step into I or we language, just a reminder that spirit speaking directly. That's not me. It is time. That seems to be the message that you're hearing over and over and over again, that this is a really critical time. And yes, it's a critical time because we are seeing things shift and break and disintegrate and be composted into this kind of rubbish heap of daily life. But remember, compost is taking the nutrients, the things that are life-giving, the things that are beautiful, the things that are made from creator, the things that are made of from joy and love energy, which is the ultimate source of energy and strength in your living world. Remember, in that decomposting stage where we're taking this and creating compost, it is taking those nutrients out and being able to give it to bring life back. So yes, you're hearing it over and over and over again. We're at a critical change point. And most people in the news, on social media, even in your social circles, even in workplace and situations, you are hearing we're at a critical point. We're at a critical point. We're looking at AI. We're looking at war. We're looking at people literally being rounded up and snatched off the streets in some of the countries that are supposed to be demonstrating, embodying love, unity, democracy, where every voice matters, where every soul matters, where every experience matters. And we're seeing people being rounded up off the streets and held in captivity for no other reason than being born in the wrong place, for no other reason than their skin color, for no other reason because of the language they speak. So yes, we're seeing it. We're seeing this deconstruction. We're seeing everything seemingly to fall apart. But what happens when things are falling apart is, again, decomposition starts to happen and compost is created. So we're able to take out the good parts and actually separate everything out that is destructive. And we're able to give that back to Mother Earth so she can continue to work on it. If they are toxins, she can trap them in her soil. And if they are things that just need to be broken down in smaller parts so we can get back to that love energy, she can do that work as well. So yes, this is a critical point because things are falling apart, but this is also a critical part because new things can be born. We're deconstructing everything back to its base elements. Is this something that's built from fear? Is this something that's built from the need to control? And remember, the need to control is different from the need to guide. The need to control is different from the need to provide safety rails so that people can blossom, so that people can hear themselves, so that people can hear their own inner truth and own inner light. So is this built from control, or is this built from safety rails where young souls need in order to get their footing to move forward? So we're actually separating this from that. We're separating fear from love. We're separating hate from love. We're separating control from love. We're separating a mundane lifestyle from love. Complacency, apathy, this feeling of life as mundane, that is part of the disease as well. Life is meant to be experienced. Life is meant to be invigorate us. It's meant to activate us. It's meant to keep us moving. So one of the messages that we want to bring through today is that apathy, that complacency, that this sluggish feeling, this feeling of not my problem, as long as it's not affecting me, it doesn't matter. This feeling of life is boring. There's nothing beautiful to be seen. Everyone is trash. Nobody cares about the world. That is part of the disease as well. So what we're doing is, in this time, we need those of you who do care. We need those of you who do see joy. We need those of you who do see beauty, to those of you who do understand love on this really deep level. We need you to tell your stories as well, because that is the only remedy to this narrative of people are trash. Nothing matters. There's no reason worth pushing forward. Everything is doomed anyway. You are the medicine. You who carry this idea of joy and beauty and play and vivaciousness in your body. It is your job to bring that to the surface because it's part of the medicine. And we do use that word vivaciousness in this moment in time very purposefully. We know in many parts of America and other countries at the moment that this is Gay Pride Month, or the month that celebrates a diversity of existence, a diversity of authenticity, the diversity of showing up as your true and authentic self in this world. And that is part of the medicine. Showing that there is joy in the moments of strife, showing that there's a diversity in the way that you can interact with the world, that the way that you can bring joy, the way that you can find joy, the way that you can find inner peace and help others find inner peace. The brothers, sisters, young souls, siblings that are part of this very diverse way of being, way of existing, are your joy warriors. They are those that show that life is beautiful, that life is more interesting, exciting, and enticing than the average person on the street would believe it to be. So celebrate your joy brothers, sisters, siblings, and those beings of light that are trying to bring to the forefront in these months in this month and the months coming forward, that joy is possible. It's fun to celebrate differences. It's fun to celebrate our true and authentic selves, and that there is a rainbow of experiences in your day-to-day lives. So remember that it is important for all of you, whether you're part of the LGBTQIA community or not, that it is your job to show up and show people why the world is beautiful. It is your job to show up and show people what joy looks like, what love looks like, what support looks like, what curiosity looks like, what hope looks like, because that is medicine that is needed so much in this world. And I'm going to leave that with you with all love and light. And from Spirit, you heard it. Happy Pride Month. And from me, happy Pride Month. Thank you to all of my queer friends, my queer community, who has really taught me how to step into my own authentic self and to own my gifts of spirit, to own my kind of different way of being. I learned because of you. I'll talk to you all soon.